Booting up. Booting up. Booting up. Alright. Hey, everybody. Who would snipe you? No one needs to win, so why bother? It's true. It's true. I am trash. What up, McRightface? Deadly Bunnies, John FB. Coops. Coops. Considering people stream tonight during quick play with 0 stakes, I could see it. Yeah, they're out there. They're out there. Alright, just let me ping the Discord. We live with cool umbrellas. Tourney. So, it's Trader GG. Trader. It's been 55 years. How you doing, man? How you doing? We do have Cool Umbrellas weekly tournament Friday night fights. This one is in the European time zone, so it's more standardized what people are used to. He's getting the maps out there right now. It looks like people are joining and leaving and shuffling, and I don't really know what's going on with that, but eventually we will start. It is best of 1 all the way to the finals until the finals are best of 3. And it's blind pick, but VC and Grand Cathay are banned. I don't know. It's Umbrella's tournament. He likes hosting them, and that's fine. I was around, so I thought I'd cast it, playing it. Win it. Pretty good cast today. Some pretty good players. Got to pick my tournament favorites and Dark Horse. Tournament favorites. Probably the Phoenix King. He's quite solid. And then we'll go with Tretch. So we'll go Tretch and the Phoenix King. You know what? For Dark Horse... Oh boy, Thunderwolf is very good. Thunderwolf is very good. I think I'm going to do Thunderwolf, yeah. Thunderwolf will be a Dark Horse, Phoenix King, and Tretch will be the main favorites. Oh my god, Tretch is gone? No, he's fighting the Phoenix King right away. God fucking damn it! One of my tournament favorites is out right away. No matter what. Oh well. Alright, is this thing started? Tretch is here. Umbrella's typing. The ominous typing. Hello, it's way too early. It is very early, John FB, for you. Friday morning fights. Hey, Mr. Casual, how you doing? It's a casual tournament, just ban them if you get sniped. It's hard to tell if you get sniped, right? It's that guy from Homebrew. Are you playing? Yeah, I'm playing. Yeah. Alright, please wait for Human Boy to ask if you use your match. Stop at semifinals. Those in the finals will be cast live on stream. Cool, so I am good to go. Let's refresh and just make sure the back bracket is actually finalized. Yeah, it's me versus Sir Groot. Hey, Groot. Do we need to wait for Human Boy for our first match too? We'll probably lose in the first round. Versus you, you snag. Alright. So I sent in my first blind pick to Umbrella. None of you will be shocked by what my blind pick is. Okay. So I got my blind pick in. I'll message Groot's the code to my lobby. And now I gotta go find him again. There we go. Alright, how's chat doing? You missed the greatest dwarf stream I did yesterday, hubby? I didn't know you were streaming. Why did you ping it? Where did you advertise it? What is this, Mr. Casual? Raced, remind me, good, great. How much am I gonna get ass kicked? Raced is better than me. He's my level or better than me. I have your builds up on streamsnipe.com. Wood tier, that would be really annoying. That would be very annoying if people were doing that to me, but it's less obvious in Total War. Alright, so Groot's on his way. Did you complete all the Command and Conquers? No. I stopped after Red Alert 2 because not a lot of people were watching that one, and it just, yeah. Viewership on that event wasn't going great, so I just stopped doing it. Because I'm allowed to. Oh yeah, Umbrella posts what people picked in a public chat, doesn't he? Since I don't think I've beaten you once in Game 3, that doesn't sound too good. That could be difficult for you, Deadly Bunnies. Good luck. Red Alert 2, oh my god, my childhood wood tier? Yeah. For a while, we were doing a stream series where we'd go through every Command & Conquer series on the hardest for their campaign difficulties. But, like I said, viewership was really low, and I just abandoned it after a while. Which is fine. I remember you bringing in Murph to help finish a level or two. Yeah, I needed some help with that one. Slaanesh versus Skaven. Let's fucking go. Anticity lets chat pick his armies for him. Reverse sniping. Yeah. Alright, Slaanesh versus Skaven. I'll get an army up behind the blocker while we wait for Groot. Apparently he's having troubles loading the game. Oh boy. Best of one. Skaven versus Slaanesh. And he wins. Yeah, not Hanadans. Anticity is pretty good at video games, I will say. What to do? Oh, that seems fine. Yeah, it seems fine. What's the total wins on that? Yeah. It's pretty whatever. Oh boy, we'll get rid of that. Sir Groot's here. Everybody in this enemy army is gonna have ITP. I do need to remember that. Hello, greetings, fellow man things. Yes, yes, time for the Yumi blob. Maybe I will Yumi blob. Maybe I will. Sorry, I gotta do some big things. Some big thinks and some even bigger stinks. Yeah, that's fine. Who you calling a man thing. So everything on the enemy roster has ITP. Everything. So bringing a Source of Terror is kind of a moot point, isn't it? Oh, we have some big thinking to do, ladies and gentlemen. Have to be in melee, though. That's not gonna work. Okay, we'll just go with that. I feel like Human Boy doesn't like the Slaanesh getting ITP. Yeah, it just like really limits like why would I bring a terror source sort of thing. Good thing they balanced out the roster to compensate for the ITP. I mean, yeah, they did. They really did. Balanced the shit out of that roster for the ITP. Funny jokes and other things you tell yourself. Wolf Rats and Brood Horrors, Wolf Rats on Brood Horrors. That all sounds like Hellstrider bait, because all those are low armor. So they'll just get surrounded by Hellstriders and murdered. You know what sucks, though, is Stormvermin, Sword, and Board would probably lose to Slaanesh Marauders in melee combat, because Slaanesh stats are fucking jacked. If you actually take a look at their unit cards, it's insane how strong Slaanesh Marauders are. Sorry, I'm doing big thinking. Big thinking with even bigger stinking. That. This just does not matter. Those are still important. These also don't matter. 100 gold left. What to do with 100 gold? Just get another spell. Just in case I need it. Alright, this is as good as it's gonna go. Rectus Clan Nest! Wolf Rats and Prisoners. Okay, they bring one Dowie Flare. Then bring one Doom Flare to bring the armor. They still die very, very quickly to Brood Horrors. CS Kalia Slaanesh Worshippers. A lot of evidence to support this. Ha! Wood tier. That is topical. They're also undead vampires. Coops, I do have my 5 most overpowered units in Warhammer video coming out soon, and Marauders of Slaanesh might make an appearance. Front linemen's fight without support sometimes, yeah. Well, like, Marauders of Slaanesh have, I forget what their stats are, but it's something like in the range of 30-30, and then they have bonus versus infantry. Or you can have, like, their Hellscourge variant, which is something like 30-38, which Storm Vermin have 38-36, and they're over twice the cost. Now, Storm Vermin, they're, like, pretty bad as far as elite infantry go, but still. They beat Jade Warriors, which people don't usually know. Without Harmony, they beat Jade Warriors. With Harmony, it's about even. But if Slaanesh is spamming the Slaanesh army ability, then they'll win it again. So it's like both units completely naked, Slaanesh wins. Both units, but Cathay gets the Harmony buff, then Cathay wins, and both units of both sides get their buffs. Slaanesh wins again. So, remember how many Skaven DLC we have? CA are clearly worshipping the Horned Rat. I will say I think Skaven is probably one of CA's favorite rosters. They have gotten some pretty preferential treatment over the patches. Because, like, compare the Skaven campaigns to their opponents, and Malice versus Snitch is close, but, like, Throt versus the Sisters of Twilight, in my opinion, Throt's is way more fun and way more thought out. And then Ikit versus Tehennowin wasn't even close. Ikit's campaign is fucking amazing and Tehennowin sucks ass. So there is a blob build that Yumi invented. It works pretty well. It's a Storm Vermin box with Warp Grinders for AoE nets and damage. And then Ikit Claw for Flensing Ruin AoE damage. And you just box up and kill everybody that comes near you. Now, Flensing Ruin did take a nerf. So I don't know if that's really going to work anymore, and also it's just not how I enjoy playing. So I tried something different, though that might end up getting countered. Now, I think this is a good build. I am not memeing whatsoever. I'm trying my very best, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Slaanesh units are good when they're completely naked. It wasn't the best wording choice I've ever used. Alright, so we're loading up with Grudy. Works well until Nakari kills your whole army. Yeah. Considering seduction is a big part of vampires, I often wonder why they aren't Slaanesh. There aren't Slaanesh vampires or something. Undead just immune to chaos. Yeah. I explained it to a friend that, like, most of the Chaos God's objectives is to pretty much destroy the world, so then if you're a cattle farmer, you aren't usually friends with the wolves. I'm excited to see some Skaven Landbow builds, because so far it feels pretty hit or miss for me compared to Dom, where they slap. Yeah, Turns also said that they slap in Dom, but whenever I try it, I usually fail pretty hard to hold the points. It's like, I'll kill a ton of my opponent's troops, and then I just can't hold any points. Alright, what are we dealing with here? 1,200 enemy troops. Okay. So, we do have Gutter Runners. My usual pairing when I do use the 360 troops. Gun Runners paired with Night Runners. Night Runners are fine, and their volume of fire, but Gutter Runners are pretty good in melee. And they do apply poison. Let's do 2 skirmishing units. You guys all skirmish mode on. Cool. We have triple poison wind globes. And then we'll get Skaven slaves in the front line, because why invest in clan rats when Marauders of Slaanesh can kill even storm vermin in melee? So I'm gonna lose the front line. Like, that's just accepted fact. But we'll use skirmishers and rat ogres to try and annoy the Hellstriders for a while, buy ourselves some time, use some summons on them too, all that sort of jazz. Skaven linebackers, yeah. Bad at holding points, good at punishing people on points, take points for people who have them. Then we have Gorich. Why do we have Gorich? 2 reasons. In case of Sigvald, literally nothing in this build can kill Sigvald, so I needed something, and I decided on Gorich. Another thing Gorich can do is if Azazel shows up, at least I can punish him for landing, surround him in Rat Ogres, get sick Gorich on him, so Gorich can really manhandle the 2 main lords I'm expecting to see here. So he's pretty much just my lord bodyguard, I guess. Stop their lord from soloing out my entire army. That being said, I don't know if he's going to do that job, but on paper he should. Yeah. Then he has the spinny spin, so if Hellstriders surround him, then I can just delete an entire unit of Hellstriders, but I don't know if that's going to work out. We'll see. I thought about bringing a Packmaster to heal him up a little bit, but that requires they're both in melee, and Slaanesh really isn't the type to just sit and grind in melee for long amounts of time. Like, there's no chaff I can hide in and heal up Gorich, right? If I'm sitting in any Slaanesh infantry, my Packmaster's just going to take a fuck ton of damage. So it really wasn't worth it to bring that minute healing for him. Now, Throt would have been better for healing, but Throt's taken several nerfs coming into Game 3, so he in general just kind of sucks right now. Anyway, that's the thought. Let's see if it works. Ready, GLHF. Who is pinging me? Turns thing, why? General chat, why? FFA tournament for Age of Empires. Okay. Let's go. Okie dokie. Now, what sucks about fighting Slaanesh on this map is they all have Strider, so they don't really care about that lake. If I catch them in the lake, it doesn't matter. We have Azazel, 4 Hellstriders of Slaanesh, triple Marauder Horsemen. We do have 3 Chaos Furies. We have 1 Demonette, and then a front line of Marauders. Okay. Now, I did take a Plague Caster. Won't be able to net the Furies, but I can still do decent damage to them with globes and stuff, and even skirmishers will do alright. There, we'll get just on the edge. of the lake, and then we'll call it good. Looks like Roots is trying to do a bit of kiting, which is fun. I'll get a little bit of damage onto Azazel. Let's see if he notices. Lock him up. But the longer the early game goes, that's fine for me.
Now, ready now. Skaven, yes, yes.
Globes come back. Oh wait, that's not who I wanted. It's taking about a third. Yeah, a third. Taking about a third of Azazel's value. Globes, go hurt that. You. Get a summon out here because I need some friends. Gorge, go say hello. No, they're right in front of Globes. The Globes will take care of them. Okay, you guys spread out and support the Rat Ogres. Other Rat Ogres will deal with this. Globes are getting taken care of. And Azazel has landed. The Globes that are behind you. Look, I am slow today. Also, I took the Grey Seer because the Grey Seer has various leadership buffs that'll help us out a lot here. You guys turn and kill the Hellstriders. Hellstriders are the biggest threat. You just fight them. You just fight them as well because we're already too late to do anything about that. Globes are doing okay. And how else are we doing? A lot of skirmishers in the back are just chilling, and I'm fine with that. Azazel is locked up. Skaven are killing lots of things. You guys... You're just the Night Runners? Oh, okay, well, who cares, I guess. You died. Big whoop. You guys just fall back, because one of you wasn't even real. One of you is just a summon. You guys throw over there. You guys are continuing to throw over here, and Azazel did escape us. That's okay. They're chasing off a lot of stuff over there. Okay, come this way. Oh, right. You guys want to go? That's fine. Nope. Goodbye. So we're rallying lots of stuff off in the distance. You guys are trying to survive. Those gutter runners got pushed off. The rest of you come back here. And we'll reconvene around the globes that we still have.
Reborn atrocity.
I need to use that just yet, do I?
Yes, yes, move. Hasten, hurry. Faster,
Okay.
Scotty. Let slaughter reign. Gutter runners. Read.
Okay, he's not landing. For a second there, I'm like, is that guy landing?
Scotty, yes, yes. Move, terriers.
Alright.
I want this.
As a team, let's all come over here and say hello. Where's George? They're really clumped up in a good way.
Guide us, Horned One. Forward, backwards.
Is he gonna take off? Yeah, looks like he's gonna take off. Okay, Demonette's got away, but that's fine.
Abominable champion. Now, yes.
Skirmish cabs are running out of ammunition.
Gutter runners.
Things are getting run off the map, but that is what it is.
Ready, ready.
Spin.
Back underground. Faster, Scary.
Okay.
Night runners. Great, yes, yes.
These demonettes are fast. Jesus. Alright, you stay on our rear. You guys set up. You guys set up. Turn skirmish mode off because it doesn't matter anymore. You guys still have skirmish mode on. And you can kite out those marauders for days.
What orders? Beholder of truth. Rakate, rakata. Faster, Scotty. Agree, Reek. For the Valentine. Skaven slaves. Step. Protect me. Oh, Scotty, yes. Faster, Scurry.
Mind moves body.
Kill the things. Fight! Fight! Retreat! Retreat! Breathe! Yes! 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 Good! Good! I am ready! I see.
We can get a surround on Azazel. We can finish him off here. You do need to get over there. Storm Vermin, why are you walking alongside him instead of stopping him? Why are you walking alongside him instead of stopping him? Why aren't you stopping him? Stop him! Somebody stop him! Mostly that's a summon, so I don't actually care about it that much. But this entire Storm Vermin summon, just letting Azazel walk through them, is rather pissing me off.
It shall be done. Attack charge.
Alright, Gorge, beat his ass.
Get a leap. Move! Move! March! Scurry! Yes!
Alright, with Gorge killing Azazel, we'll be fine. Got a little hairy there, but give everybody some leadership, army losses hits, and we're done.
Grenadiers!
Skirmishers did well. I liked having them. They were good for anti-air. They mostly paid for themselves, and they were nice harassment tools. Gorge still had plenty of health left in the late game, and like I said, it really stopped Azazel from doing whatever he wanted, because if he ever landed, Gorge was right there helping out. Grayseer was a great support tool, as he always is. Rat Ogres did their jobs. Globes did their jobs. And Skaven Slaves did fine. So actually, this build worked out. I liked it. Sorry I wasn't talking too much. I was focusing a lot. On the other side, this is a good Slaanesh build versus Skaven. As you saw, he ran in all at once, hit everything, and then backed off and just chased things, and I regrouped. But the nice part about this build is a lot of my stuff, like Gutter Runners have actually pretty good leadership. Gorge has pretty good leadership. Globes are fine, so we had a solid core after chased off all my Skaven slaves to just rally around. GG, well played. Do you take slaves over clan rats? Because I took Skaven's slaves because I didn't have any money. And Slaanesh is going to beat me anyway. 34-28 melee stats with bonus versus infantry of 7. So they have 41-28 melee stats with 10% physical resistance. For Skaven to even stand up to them at all, Storm Vermin would be 38-36. So my melee defense is still lower than their melee attack. So if, like, the only frontline I could do that would beat them in melee would be Storm Vermin. And since, like, especially with Azazel and Slaanesh's various abilities, they're super good at punishing low leadership factions. Skaven Slaves only have 10 less leadership than Clan Rats, and that's the only stat that's actually going to matter in my front line, is leadership. It doesn't matter that Clan Rats have double the melee attack, because they're going to get off, like, what, 1-2 swings before the entire frontline routes from Furies, and Demonettes, and Azazel, and Hellstriders, and spells like Phantasmagoria or whatever, so it's just like, eh. It's way better to save money on the Skaven Slaves versus Clan Rats that are all going to route anyway and spend my money on getting good skirmishers, getting a good Lord Beater, getting a good Lord, Rat Ogres, like that kind of thing. So, in general, I usually like Clan Rats over Skaven Slaves in most cases, but when either is just going to die, then why spend money on them? I thought Furies do way better against Globes. They do not. Bowman. Clearly we need Slaanesh buffs. God damn it, Bowman. Hi, Jim Bailey. Just saying the... Okay. Do you take slaves over clan rats? I answered that. Slaves are better since them dying doesn't hurt the morale of enemy. It's true. Gorge for the heck of it? No. Gorge in case of Sigvald and Azazel. Because if you, like... If you take Gorge out of this army, I have 2,100 gold left to spend. Literally, Sigvald could kill this entire army by himself. Literally. So, with 1 unit slot and 2,100 gold, the best unit for killing Sigvald would be Gorich on this roster. Now, maybe I could cut like a slave and get 2 chieftains on Bonebreakers instead, right? But that's my point. Is I needed a reason for Azazel and Sigvald to sweat, and that's Gorge. Ogre vs Empire match a few hours ago where Toddy was walking the Ice Horn. That was a major deja vu. Skaven OP. That initial net with him getting shot was pretty rough, yeah. It wasn't a net, though. It was just a slow, but yeah. It was good poke. What should I bring to deal with Gorich? Hellstriders can do it. But let's see. Using your build. I liked a lot of your build. I think your build was fine. If we cut the 2 Furies, that's 1,200 gold. So what on this roster for 1,200 gold can deal with Gorich? Spawn. A spawn could help deal with Gorich in the late game. Heart Seekers of Slaanesh or Seekers of Slaanesh could be good for Gorich in the late game. Hellstriders, honestly, can deal with Gorich in the late game. So you can use Skirmish Cav. Yeah, you had 3 Furies, right? You had 3? Cutting all 3 of them, you could get your 4th Skirmish Cav. And then you have 1,150 gold left over. You could get a Seeker. I think that's fine, because Gorge hates Skirmish Cav. He hates getting thrown at. And I don't know what your skirmishers were throwing at, but they should have only been throwing at Rat Ogres, the Greyseer, or Gorge. Because my skirmishers have... These guys don't have magic damage, do they? Wow, their ammunition's magic damage. Okay, Slaanesh, calm the fuck down. Anyway, in normal circumstances, my skirmishers have 20% physical resistance, and then they have a pretty good dodge chance. Like, they're just very spread out formation. So skirmishing with my skirmishers doesn't usually work. Just beat them up with your Hellstriders like you did. But I think you maybe threw some of your ammunition at them. Focus all your ammo on Gorich, Rat Ogres, and the Greyseer. Take them out. Everything else you can beat in melee pretty easily. You threw at Ogres? Okay, then you did fine. But yeah, Gorich hates Skirmish Cav, so bring as many as you can. He also doesn't like getting surrounded by Hellstriders, but I made sure to keep him with friendos. But it is tough. Slaanesh has always struggled with like outright killing single entities, which is why the Nurgle build versus him is Kugath and a bunch of single entities. I have to go fight Raced now? That sounds gross. I don't want to do that. You didn't fear the skirmishers too much since the Phantasmaphorian chargers rout them? Yep. That is exactly right. Alright, I'm putting out a poll for next game since it's a blind pick. There you go. Yeah, it was a close game, Groot. The bounce power hated you from the start for some reason. But it was fine. It was close. It was close to like the late game scenario. I don't know if you had a chance. Looking at what you had left, it was just like Gorch and the Greyseer could probably solo everything that was left. Hellstriders are really annoying. You ran everything off, which was really good for you, annoying for me. So yeah, you played it well. Probably just the Furies. That's 1,800 gold that didn't work out. Which is a lot, you know? It's like taking a Brood Horror and a Rat Ogre, pretty much, and losing them right at the start of the game. Okay. So I need to do Cool Umbrella. Mukau, why are you sitting on the desk if you're just going to be bitchy? Yeah, get out of here. He's flicking his tail around like he's annoyed. Get surrounded by Hellstriders. Ooh la la. Fucking make right face. If you didn't let your skirmish cap get caught. The Old Bastille. I have never seen this map in my life. I mean, I guess I theoretically have because I went through every single map at the start to determine what would be in the Vermin League, but okay, it looks like forests and valleys. Fine. Even though I lost, I had fun though. It was a good and stressful scrap. It was good. It was good. It took a while. As far as Slaanesh games go. Normally it's rather swift. Alright, looks like poll is 80% blind pick Skaven again. So I'll do that. We'll see what race blind pick is. So, as far as my tournament stuff goes, Thunderwolf is my dark horse. He advanced past Bowmore, and Tretch versus the Phoenix King. I voted for both of them to win the tournament. They ended up against each other in round 1. Phoenix King advanced. So now my hopes are in Phoenix King and Thunderwolf, and Jesus Christ, man! They're gonna face each other! If Thunderwolf beats Umbrella and Phoenix King beats Floof, then my last 2 tournament bets are again against each other. They're knocking each other out. It sucks. Alright, Skaven versus Dark Elves. Let's go. Skavinos versus Dark Elves. Oh god. This build, my last build is from before the nerfs. So now I need money somewhere. That sucks. Oh, is that fine? Yeah, that's fine. Is that fine? Yeah, that's fine. Is that fine? Yeah, that's fine. We'll go with the base. The color scheme just labeled Skaven. This might be common knowledge, but what is your favorite non-rat faction? It changes a lot. Skaven have always been my favorite, but besides them, I kind of come and go. Right now, I'm honestly enjoying Norska a lot, so Norska would be my current second favorite. Or Empire. I'd say Empire more consistently. Across the span of time, Empire's probably my second favorite more often than not. I also like Greenskins, but I don't know. It's tough. Greenskins, Norska, Empire are all pretty good answers right now. I'm going to go with Empire. The playstyle is similar, so it's not that shocking. Good Lord options, heavy ranged focus, cheap front line that could hold for a little bit. The only difference between Empire and Skaven is the lack of monstrous infantry replacing them with cavalry, so play pretty similarly. You should try picking one favorite instead of half the damn field. I like playing all the factions, except for Wood Elves, Warriors of Chaos, Nurgle, Khorne, Demons of Chaos. That's it. I think I like playing every other faction, the ones I just listed. Are we talking multiplayer only for favorite factions? There's single player, that's pretty good. Single player, I enjoy all the factions. I'd say in single player, Skaven are my favorite because the DLC campaigns are so incredible. If it was just the base campaigns, Empire would be my favorite campaign by far. But the DLCs for the Skaven are probably my 3 favorite campaigns. Carl Franz's campaign is really, really good. I like his start position. I like the Empire mechanics. I like everything about it. Bretonia's campaigns are usually pretty fun, in my opinion. Vampire Coast are very fun. There's not a lot of single-player campaigns I don't like. Wood Elves are the most fun faction. If you like Wood Elves, yeah. I'm just not a fan. Alright, let's see what the hell this map looks like. Okay, I can immediately see why this isn't in my tournament pools, because half of my deployment zone is in the forest. So it leads to just, like, forest camping issues, if people wanted to go that route. Okay. Because Cool Umbrella's using some stuff that... He found some cool maps and he wanted my opinion on them, so he's using them in his tournament today. And this one, I'm like, there's a reason I looked at some of these and they weren't in my pool, but this one, it's just like... You're just asking for forest camping rule breaks, and I really didn't want to deal with it, so... I didn't include it in my pool. Alright. What else are we doing here? At only 1,000 for the Dark Elves. Okay. Everything's on a slant, too. That's not good. Yeah, that's utter garbage for my Warp Lightning Cannon's visibility. Where's the white line? Right fucking there? So most of my deployment that isn't in the forest is in, like, white line range. Okay, so where? 250? So I can deploy to about there. My actual deployment zone, without forest camping or white line camping, is this. Wait, how far do I have in the back? Oh my god. Because this is 250 range, so yeah, it's about there. So I can only deploy here. That's probably why this isn't a tournament map. Because, like, I can put a unit or two in the forest, but a majority of your units can't be in the forest. So, this is awkward. Alright. Is having units deployed in the forest and not moving them until armies clash considered forest camping? Not some units, but I think the rules are like a majority of your units are in the forest. And they don't move. They can move. Like, you can put your whole army in the forest and walk forward, but I'm Skaven, so I can't really do that. I adore the coast campaigns would be perfect if they could confederate without mods. Tomb Kings can't confederate? I'm not doubting you, I just didn't know that. Okay, well, we'll see how this goes. I'm not loving the map right now. It's putting me at a pretty strong disadvantage. Okay, so in front of the globes, we'll put some Skaven slaves in case they all die horrifically. I don't want to kill my own clan rats like that. Skaven slave. Then we'll have a Skaven slave behind the Warp Lightning Cannon, and we'll have clan rats as my reinforcements to reinforce the front line wherever it breaks. Cool, 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 cool. Then we have double Pack Master to, double Brood Horror to 1, regen through Soul Stealers so those don't just instantly kill my Lord after a couple casts, and also to dual Mal's Darkblade. What does white line camping refer to? White line camping, like just sitting right next to the white lines so the enemy army can't flank you. The reason that's usually banned is because usually maps are set up in a way like, look at this riverbed, you know? You could easily walk an army through here, but there's an invisible magical white line that just forbids you from walking there. So then I could deploy against it as if there's a wall there, but there isn't a wall. So it's just immersion breaking and dumb. Those are my favorite single player campaigns because I can recreate my RPG characters. Most of them are females. That's cool. I think most of the campaigns are fun. What about on that blue map with the trees and the two in between the two blue moons? So as you spawn in, the enemy has 80% range. Can be revalued as 400 in trees? Yeah, you just have to like keep moving. You know, keep the game moving forward. That's kind of the idea there. Okay, so his Lord and Caster are in these trees somewhere. Something's behind me too, which is not nice. Furies or harpies or whatever you want to call it. Okay.
Get killed. Kill.
So you shoot at the Manticore.
Packmaster. Me seek quarry. Guide us, horned one.
Sisters are gonna move up through the trees too.
Warby's hunger.
Alright, let's go.
Nation obey.
The Furies have landed.
Poison wind water. Voila. And now, yes.
They have died.
Spears. Voila. Poison wind water.
There you are. Alright. You pop this. Give these guys some buffs. Rest of you get in there. Rat ogres pile in onto these guys. You continue to walk forward. You check out a quick little thingy there. You guys can turn back around. Mouse is getting his ass kicked right now, but my lord is getting spirit leech, so I'm going to leave this fight for a little bit. Leave it at that. Alright, this guy is free. Let's send someone to go fight them. You walk over here. Globes are killing those. You're killing these. Scourge runners can largely be ignored. There's Sisters of Slaughter in those trees. Let's see if we can ignore that for a little bit. That would be just delightful. Alright. Packmaster and Rat Ogres are beating the shit out of Malice. He'll have to transform soon, and that'll start the slow timer. Oh my god, he terror routed. Oh my god, he terror routed. Stay around. Stay on him. Stay on him. Don't let him back! Do not let him back ever! Do you hear me? No, he rallied that bitch! Alright. My lord needs to run away and heal up for a bit. Packmaster needs to leave for a little bit too. You run over here. I don't think they're ITP. Yeah, they're routing, so that's fine. Sisters of Slaughter. Hazel, not the best time, buddy. You guys stay out of the way of the globes, actually. You're just gonna muck it up. You guys are doing fine. You caught the Scourge Runner Chariots accidentally. My lord needs to run away from Malice. I'm gonna give him the shock collar just for the leadership, not actually for the stats. Okay, we need to run away. Fate of Buna on my purple globes. That is fine, but as long as my lord is running away, we're fine. Rat Ogres are fighting those Scourge Runner Chariots and Manticores, so that's all going very well for us. Sisters of Slaughter are getting slaughtered. You guys can run away from the Scourge Runners. I don't really want to deal with that anymore. You all need to keep running. Actually, you can dive back in with your Scryer Stone up. That's fine. All these Rat Ogres are trying to fight this Manticore, but one of you can leave. You don't all need to be there, to be fair. Okay. Guys group up. You guys hit them. You guys hit them. Globes are still throwing and doing okay. They're going to get dove on right now, but we should be able to tear out them off pretty quickly with 2 Brood Horrors. Warp Lightning Cannon is still firing away. Manticore is still getting his ass kicked. And these globes are going to be just fine. You guys run away. All the globes deal with those guys. My heroes and lord are all just healing up. Meanwhile, Mouse is trying to stop me from shooting at something. Looks like I got rid of his caster with the Ikid Zap Zap over time. Avalanche Mortars might rally on the high ground, which would be nice, but they don't really have that much ammunition left, so it's fine. Alright, you're getting danger low, so I need to pop a rally to keep you in the fight. Then we keep running away. These are Scourge Runner Chariots that are out of ammo, so we can go fight them for a little bit, because if my Packmaster can get into melee combat next to you, you can regen even faster and stay in this fight. Rat Ogres and Plague Priest are doing fine. I'll even throw out a little Pestilent Breath to give the army-wide vigor reduction. Give this to him. We can't allow him to rout. He needs to stay in the fight, but he's still getting shot. They have 1 volley left. He should be able to withstand that. Should is a very strong word, but we are using it. He just needs to regen through it. Come on, buddy! Ah, he's gonna fucking rout. He's been at -3 forever and did not rout, so that was kind of fun. Okay, Rat Ogres break that charge for me. You, negative 17. Yeah, you're definitely going to route this time, but army losses is hitting, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Be free, obey.
Alright.
Hornrats will. Advance retreat. Yes, yes, yes.
Bam!
Yes, yes, magic. Turn them to rats.
Bam! Damn, I missed.
Yes, superior one. Rush, move. Step back. Now, yes.
White line, yeah. Not white lion. That would be silly.
Spears. Backwards. Counters command.
God damn it, I will manually fire this again. Ah, damn it! Malice can't win this? No, he definitely cannot.
For clam. Death deal.
Any tips for keeping weapons teams alive when they get died by flyers? I tried Rat Architect, the weapon teams seem to die, so if that's not working well enough. Yeah, so when you get dove by flyers in a direction, you want to rear charge the flyers with your rat ogres, frontal charge with your infantry. So in the way I was set up, right, I had rat ogres here, this guy is the globes, and then there was clan rats in front of him. So the globes get orders to run past your guys, these guys get orders to go behind your globes, and the rat ogres get orders to hit the furies. Furies get sandwiched in this nice little pocket, and your globes get to the other side. That's exactly what happened with my purple mortars at the very start of the game. Is because you cannot run backwards. You can't, if Furies land behind you, you can't run through them. Too many of your models get caught up, you take too much damage. So you need to run, if they charge you in the rear, you need to run forward. If they charge you in the front, you need to run back. You can't push through them, right? Alright, Warlord and the Packmaster both did very well. I do like their combination in this matchup. Avalanche Mortars did great. Warp Lightning Cannon did very, very well for once. Normally I bitch about it, but for once it actually did what it was supposed to the whole game. The one globe I had did excellently, and the Mounds of Chaff did fine. The Tomb Kings not being able to confederate. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll get to that in a second. Malice did excellently, still a good Lord choice. This is just of Slaughter. They used to be a viable strategy in Warhammer 2 versus Skaven, but in Warhammer 3, like, explosion damage is just way too much. So you can see both of them got barely any value before they died. Spirit Leech Caster did okay. Scourge Runners did fine. Manticore did fine. Harpies struggled a bit. Black Arc Corsairs did okay. Bleak Swords did okay, but, you know, it's tough. GG. Yeah, I was trying to run them backwards. Yeah, it doesn't work. Tomb King's not being able to confederate, like, the lore expansions. They don't serve, they only rule. That is a good point. Yeah. Okay, so I have to go fight John FB, which is fine, but I am going to watch that real quick. Is administering rules when hosting live battle terms difficult or anything? Not really, no. But I haven't had too many issues with it. Like, I'm sure if 8 matches at the same time all had a bunch of issues, then it'd be a problem, but usually people are just fine. All right. Sorry. To answer Wood Tear's quick question, these guys are going to get dove by globes, and you're going to see exactly what I do. So as soon as they get dove, I hit them in the back. I give orders for my guys to walk through the Skaven slaves, and the Skaven slaves orders to walk back. Harpies are already going to tear out from the Brood Horrors, but you can see right now, if they weren't routing, look at the model placement, right? So my purple globes are all on the other side of the infantry now. Only 2 models are even close to the Furies, and now the Furies are blocked up in infantry and Rat Ogres. And Furies are infantry-sized. They're there. Furies and Harpies, sorry, they're the same. They're infantry-sized, so they have troubles pathing like straight through Skaven slaves. So now my globes are on the other side of the front line. I start shooting. My front line, now that the Harpies are dealt with, get back in front of my globes. My globes are now going to back up and get a little bit more space. And that is that. Now my terror sources are gone, and my friendos are gone. So I do try to path this way because there's more Furies. They're really just spread all over, so it is hard. But I need to run in the direction of my allies, so I'm running back towards the Clan Rat Spears and the Rat Ogres. Again, putting some bodies between myself and the Furies. That one was a little bit harder because they did land directly on top of me rather than, like, from a direction. But still, most of the Avalanche Mortar team will make it out of here. But you can see, Rat Ogres, when appropriately charged, can even, like, murder the Crows of Cain instantaneously. How close was I to routing Malice? Because he was terror routing. Negative leadership, then he goes positive, then he takes a big chunk in the back, but he's still positive for quite a while. -2, -5, -10. 10. How did he not route? How did he not route? That's wild. -2, -5, -10. Didn't route that whole time. Because it's also pretty crazy later. My Warlord gets stupid low on leadership and doesn't route either. That's kind of funny. It must have been dipping up and down, like, between. Because there's no way he was actually negative for that long and it didn't work. But I'll save that. Take another look at it later. It might provide funny content. Malice and Warlord leadership. Because my Warlord definitely should have routed at the end there. He didn't, but he should have. He was very negative. I assume you did the same when my Furies dove your bombers? Yeah. That's just like, that's what you do when flyers attack your weapons teams. Because, you know, oh, for fuck's sake, John FB. He went Dark Elves. All right. It's Skaven versus Dark Elves. Let's go. Because, like, single entities aren't unique in this game. It's just multi-entity models are a bunch of single entities. So if you've ever tried to chase something down and you know how hard it is to hit something when you're chasing it from behind, the same thing goes for globe models. Like, Furies will walk up and get one attack off, but their animation takes them so long that your globes will get away from them and they'll have to walk up to you to get another one. It delays the damage output to run away immediately, and then putting bodies between you and them is just good blocking. But yeah, all right, John FB, Skaven versus Dark Elves. Does using the Ashen Triads as infantry in this situation not work as well due to lower model count? Yeah, a bit. And the only armored thing you're really looking for is Scourge Runner Chariots. And they're just going to pull through you, so it doesn't matter. I don't know why my voice is so shaky, but it is. Skaven versus Dark Elves. Do I dare use literally the exact same build versus John FB? I mean, push come to shove, I'm going to say yes. I mean, what am I gonna do? It's just 600 gold to distract you for 7 seconds, yeah. What am I gonna do? Like, this build, my Skaven vs Dark Elf build is like made from almost 100 games versus Dark Elves and refined down to like perfection. If I could just trade out something for something else super easily, I would have fucking done that. God damn it. What does this map look like? Looks like it's mostly open, a little bit hilly. Uh-oh, John's ready. Yeah, I don't have enough time to come up with an entirely new build right now. We're just gonna have to run it back and hope he doesn't have some perfect counter for it. Go something Dark Elves would never be used to facing. Heavy armor, for example. I don't know. Like I'm saying, like, this build was crafted over a lot of matchups for a reason, right? If Storm... I did used to like Storm Vermin here a little bit, 2 Storm Vermin, but Malice has presented a unique problem. Because he didn't used to be good, and Malekith on a dragon present a unique problem, so trying to deal with both of them, I need my money, so I got to take that money out of the front line. So I don't have the money anymore to buy 2 Storm Vermin. And Dark Elves got some buffs, so even then Storm Vermin slowly lose. But don't do heavy armor because they have AP when they don't even need to. Alright, so this map, the reason this isn't in the tournament pool, I'm more of just thinking out loud, is one side has literally jack shit and the other side has terrain they can put their army up against. It's not that balanced. That being said, this is the map we're playing on, and I'm going to put my butt next to this thingy because I can. So, too bad. Not gonna nerf myself. If this is the map I'm given, this is the map I'm taking. I wonder how much this would do against 6 entity unit army, which is allowed here. Oh, 6 single entity army? Yeah, that would be a little weird. The BBB rules are different than the fruit rules by slight margins. Alright, John's already ready, I guess, so I should hurry my ass up, which I will try to do. I turned all these on. Okay. So, I'm going to put clan rats in front because they have this, like, physical barrier here that I really don't want to lose. I don't want to route away from it because it's hard to reclaim that space, so I do want to hold that space for as long as possible, but we can go pretty degenerate on the box because I have this big old blocker right next to me. Yeah. It's not great for him, but it's good for me. Alright. It's a little bit cramped, but we'll get it done. Okay, so now we have the Malekith double Manticore version of this. Doomfire Warlocks, but not the Doomfire Warlock ROR. There they are, because they have an extra Soul Stealer. So this is the Soul Stealer version of the build. And another reason I settled on double Brood Horror for my Lord and Hero is they have regen, they can survive Soul Stealer. Soul Stealers in general just do a lot of damage to Skaven Foot Lords. So, since Soul Stealer is what we're worried about, we do need to branch out a little bit. Make it less easy to hit all of us at once. At least my 3 weapons teams are separated enough that they don't get insta-fucked. I mean, if they really want to land Malekith right on top of my Brood Horror, we'll let them, but... We're gonna see how this goes. Caster needs to get away. We don't want to group up too much stuff on this because it's pretty apparent that he's going to Soul Stealer this blob here. But I will buff up my Rat Ogres, we'll get involved, we'll do some good stuff. Okay, so now Rat Ogres need to go get involved over here. These Rat Ogres are chilling waiting for all these Furies to land. And Malekith is getting dunked on, need to real quick do that. You guys need to walk this way. Nope. Okay, he abandoned that attack, so go back to what you were doing. And a whole bunch of Furies are landing over here, which is fine. We almost took out Malekith. We were not fully able to. Now we do have Manticores all over the goddamn place. That's pretty cool. You pin them up. Skaven slaves, come over here. You try to get away. You go deal with this. We have another Soul Stealer landing on the far side. My good Zap Zap was taken out, and my Warlord did finally rout. But man, he did his best. Alright, so Malekith's back. Rat Ogres have been doing okay. There's just this cloud of harpies. That's pretty funny. How many times do I have to tell you assholes to go attack that blob of units right there? I haven't used any summons, but I really haven't had a good opportunity to use them.
Yes, master. Scurry.
You guys are gonna go play Puppy Guard.
Obey.
Holy fucking shit! Will you ever obey attack orders? You buff up those red ogres. Where's the warlord? Oh shit! Oh fuck! Run! Where are they? Okay, they're ahead of me. Then you guys need to move up. You guys need to move up. You guys go over here. You guys are still slapping them around. Run! You're supposedly faster. Run! Alright. How are we doing? You know one of these? Where are you going? Come back here and help me. Run! Run! Over here! Terror out them! Another Soul Stealer. It's gonna hit my guy. I'm gonna fuck off for a little bit. Get away from Malekith. Get away from all this noise. Okay, it's a breath attack on a summon. I don't care about it that much. We have a whole bunch of rallying back here, so let's hit these guys. These rat ogres are back. Let's hit these guys. These Slaanesh harvesters are just taking like 0 damage, and it's really starting to piss me off. Okay, so you got a way to go fight Dreadspears for a bit, which is fine.
War Beast Trainer. Attack charge. Move. What?
So we're just like grinding with Dark Riders who are for some reason taking 0 damage, and that's pretty sweet. You're hanging in there. Shock collar all your rat ogre friends. Like that. You get in here and rally. You gotta keep them fighting. Hey, don't get knocked over. Cast your ability. All of you do need to hit Malekith right now before he Soul Stealers for the millionth fucking time. Can you cast an ability, dude? Alright, a million Soul Stealers later. We still can't fucking hit Malekith. He's just gonna path through our rat ogres that are still there. Now they're routing, but they weren't before. And oh my god, Malekith's gonna single-handedly carry this like he always does. That piece of shit. God, I hate fucking Malekith, dude. I hate Soul Stealer, too. People like Loopy out there... To people like Loopy out there who say Soul Stealer is perfectly balanced, you can fuck right off, dude. Malekith has landed in Rat Ogres, has landed in my Packmaster, all my Brood Horrors. He's just been casting Soul Stealer like nobody's business. He's done so much damage to them with that fucking spell. And some people say it doesn't even do that much damage. Well, it sure as fuck does. Does so much goddamn damage. Now, thankfully, my Warlord running at full speed should be able to dodge that Doom Bolt, so he'll be just fine. We can kill these fucking Slaanesh harvesters. That'd be really cool. Alright. Throughout this summon, continue grinding. I'm really pissed off that earlier on my purple globes wouldn't obey any orders. We got my Warlord some freedom, but his leadership's just too low, and he is probably going to get taken out anyway. Manticore is still tracking me down. And those globes routed the Harpies, but the Harpies also routed the globes. Warlord is gone. He did not quite get his leadership back in time, so that sucks. Packmaster's back. He's gonna hit this guy in the head. And another fucking Soul Stealer! There's no cooldown for this shit! There's no cooldown for it! There's none! Fuck that spell! It's the most bullshit broken spell in the entire fucking game! I hate it! I hate it so much! Soul Stealer is such fucking bullshit, Loopy! You're a liar! You're a liar and a thief saying Soul Stealer isn't even that good. It's not even that good, human boy! Soul Stealer's not even that good! It's fucking busted, dude! Hell pits are super scrawny and fast. I don't know if it's kosher or not. What are you talking about? 400 value on the Warlord. He really couldn't land any attacks to save his life. The purple globe mortars wouldn't obey attack orders, which was really, 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 really frustrating. So that one, It would have been nice if they obeyed attack orders. I don't know what determines whether or not things obey attack orders, because at the start of the game they did fine. Last game they did fine. This game they did not obey anything I told them to do ever, which was really, really stupid. Globes did fine, Rat Ogres did fine, Skaven Slaves and Rats did okay. But yeah, the Doomfire Warlock that gets Soul Stealer got almost double the value of the Doomfire Warlock doesn't get Soul Stealer. Do you think Soul Stealer might be strong? Huh, that's weird. Malekith got 3,300 value even though I got rid of him in the first 2 seconds of the game. In the first 2 seconds of the game, I routed his bitch ass way off, couldn't get rid of him. He just walked straight through him because fucking Soul Stealer is so fucking balanced. I hate it so much. It's so fucking annoying. God. I hate Soul Stealer, dude. You like double health hit for that reason? That's 3,600 gold, dude. That's a lot. Final Transmutation got nerfed, did it? So how did he even live through this shit? So he just gets obliterated, gets completely worked over. And then he just walks out of my Rat Ogres, we're poking him a little bit. He just keeps walking, and then he just walks away. Goodbye. Yep, goodbye, Malekith, you piece of garbage. 658. Fires off a Soul Stealer and a Breath Attack, and all of a sudden he has 600 more value. Because Soul Stealer is so bad, Human Boy. It's so bad. It doesn't deal any damage, Human Boy. He only got 600 gold value from a single Soul Stealer and a Breath Attack onto Skaven Slaves. I don't think the Breath Attack onto Skaven Slaves got that much value, you guys. I'm going out on a limb here, but I don't think it got that much value. I think Soul Stealer got around 500 value from that cast, hitting just my Packmaster, Rat Ogres, the same Skaven Slave, and the Purple Globes. Just maybe. God, I fucking hate that ability. Hate it. Alright, I gotta go find Floof versus the other one. Okay. Let's get in here, get the blocker up real quick. Hate it. For some reason they were just in the left and right. Yeah. Dragons do have incredible mass now, which is honestly a good thing, but it does bother me. Because they were, like, not directly in his path to get out, but they were adjacent. But instead of, like, some units where, if you've seen... Oh, who was I trying to do recently? It was Greases? No, it was my Soul Grinder. I lost a game because my Soul Grinder of Tzeentch got dove by Be'lakor. And Be'lakor hit it, which was fine. But then, when I was trying to walk away, since its model was touching Be'lakor, it was, like, obstructed, so it was slowed. So it was doing that slow motion walk instead of just running, right? So there's certain model interactions that are like that, where if you're touching anything, you get slowed. But Malekith was like, I'm touching a bunch of Rat Ogres, and I'm just going to walk through them and get fucked. So, it's just annoying. I bring Malekith, and he carries whether he needs to or not. It's easy enough trouble. He just needs to increase Soul Stealer. He needs to get its healing tone back. Yeah, I don't know. I also... This is definitely coming from a place of having played a shitload of Warhammer 2. But I just, like, I want Soul Stealer to get nerfed into the ground because it's just not a fun ability for anybody. It's like Final Transmutation is a circle that you have to sit in to take the damage. Whereas Soul Stealer, which I've already shown videos where it hits things outside of the circle, but let's pretend you actually need to be in the circle to get hit, even though there's recorded evidence on my channel that you can get hit outside of the circle to this day. Anyway, I digress. If you were ever in the circle for the point of the cast, you're taking the full damage no matter what, even if you get out of the circle after that. So there's no counterplay for that. You can lock it onto someone, so you can even just click on the target you want and it's going to hit them no matter what happens, right? There's no cost for overcasting it, okay? It's only 16 winds of magic, okay? It heal caps Malekith on his dragon alone, okay? It does a bunch of damage, like a bunch of damage. It does more damage the less models you have, so it's like Spirit Leech in that way. And its healing doesn't scale based on how many units you hit. It's just like this completely busted and overtuned spell. It hits flying and ground units. Doesn't matter which one you are. It's just It's just horrible. It is a horribly balanced spell that they really need to fucking fix. It's so god awful. It's just, it doesn't sound balanced. It doesn't feel balanced. It's horrific. And like, to the people out there who would argue that Soul Stealer is balanced, human boy, Soul Stealer is balanced. Then why is it always taken? Like, why is it, if it's so balanced, why is Soul Stealer the only spell ever taken by Malekith? Why does Malekith always get 3,000 value or more? Like, it just doesn't add up. Because you could take Death Magic, you could take Fire Magic, you could take Shadows Magic. Like, Dark Elves have a lot of other lores. Yet you almost always see Soul Stealer. Now, granted, I don't think you'll see Soul Stealer on just, like, a basic caster that often. Because the healing is completely wasted on the basic caster, whereas on Malekith it's not. But it's like, yeah, that's part of what makes the spell broken, is how much it heals a combat lord while also dealing damage, while also being cheap, while also being undodgeable. Oh, it's just terrible. I think the damage or the healing needs to be nerfed. The problem now is Malekith is a raid boss. Yeah. Does Soul Stealer have a greater effect on lightly armored units? I don't think so. I don't think it matters what armor you have. Nurgle for England next game? I'm out of the tournament, so I can't determine that, my friend. At least he doesn't also tear out your units. Yeah, he does. But I mean, dragons do that. Dragons should for sure tear out stuff. I fucking hate Soul Stealer. And I also hate the art. Like, this is 100% my bias. Like, this is pure bias, what I'm about to say. But I'm also just, like, really done arguing with people about it, where I'm just so sick of seeing it, and, like, there are certain people that are just like, Soul Stealer's fine. And I'm like, dude, like, just fuck it. Fuck it, it's not fine. Nerf it into the ground. I never want to see it again. What's your facts and reasoning for that? It's not fun and I hate it. Like, I could have a much more balanced take, but my emotional one is, fuck that spell. I hate it so much. Soul Stealer like Earthblood, where it's based on the banner position, or does it just jump onto units that have models touching the edge? It's just models touching the edge for the most part. Wood tier. You can overcast Soul Stealer? No. But that's the thing, is it's not, what I was saying about that is it's not even a risk. Like, people overcasting Fireball can sometimes completely fuck themselves over. Or overcasting Invocation to heck. We've seen Noctilus games where he, like, takes half his health bar from overcasting himself. But Soul Stealer's not like that, so there's no risk, extreme reward. It's the only spell in the Dark Lore that does anything, so if they nerf it, maybe make Bladestorm an actual spell, not Tickle. I don't think Malekith would be any fun without Soul Stealer. They need to nerf it, maybe not get rid of it entirely, but he's definitely not fun right now. So it's bad for campaign, is what you say. Because campaign needs armor boosting spells, which is why fire sucks now too. No AP, haven't much seen Bladestorm PvP over. Dark Elves today might prove it. That's OP, usually he's targeting like Earthblood. His videos have been mostly just screaming. Hell yeah, dude. Alright, we have Tzeentch versus Dark Elves. You want to guess what Lord and Spell is getting taken? Anybody want to take a guess? That's funny. John FB just messaged me. He's like, sorry to try hard you like that. And it's like, nah, dude, don't you worry about a thing. Some people feel exactly how I feel about Soul Stealer and Malekith, about like Poison Globes and stuff, so don't fret. Bladestorm is actual spell made of, you know, blades, which would penetrate armor, one would think, yeah. Tzeentch has to have more than one lord. I don't believe it. They do. It's Kairos. It's Kairos. It's the only lord you ever see. Oh boy, it's buyer time. What's buyer time? I'm confused. Blades don't penetrate armor though. Have you tried cutting steel with steel? Alright. For VM's Thunderwolf and Golden Floof did beat the Phoenix King, so he had an upset victory over one of my tournament favorites, so I am relying on my Dark Horse to carry it through. We do have Malekith with Soul Stealer, Chill Wind, and Power of Darkness. He also has his Gaze of Malice. We have Cold One Knights, Triple Scourge, Runner Chariot, a whole bunch of Bleak Swords, Dark Rider Repeated Crossbows, and Cold One Knights, and more Dark Riders in the back. For Tzeentch, we have Kairos Fate Weaver with only blue fire, and then a whole bunch of items. We have a Soul Grinder of Tzeentch for some more sniping opportunities, then a front line of Blue Horrors backed up by Marauders with Spears, Forsaken in the very far back with the Severed Claw, and 2 Screamers for a little bit of flavor. Hammerstorm sounds way too cool not to exist. I agree. It looks like we have 2 blue fire casts coming out on the Scourge Runners. The first one did a lot of damage. The second one missed entirely for Golden Floof. Now he's retreating from Malekith, who is going to throw out a quick Gaze of Malice on a bunch of spread out units, doing pretty decent damage, but mostly 2 shields. Malekith is going to instantly try and land on a Soul Grinder, who is also getting shot by Scourge Runners. So that's a bad time for him, but I would be concerned about Malekith. I would say he's overextending doing this, but also it's Malekith, so I guess nothing matters, and I guess I should just shut my stupid bitch mouth. But against any other lord, I would say he's overextending right now, and he's surrounded by infantry, armor-piercing, anti-large flyers, and a Soul Grinder, and he can get blue fire Tzeentched out, but he is just going to throw down a Chill Wind, a Soul Stealer, and it's gonna be K. Meanwhile, Scourge Run Chariots are still in range of the Blue Horrors, who are firing, even though they're getting hit on the side by Bleak Swords, and some of the Dark Elf Cav and Skirmish Cav is trying to come get involved. Now Malekith is sitting in the middle of Halberds and Screamers and Forsaken, and he's getting shot by a Soul Grinder. Doesn't seem to matter, as his health is just fine. Dark Elf frontline is heavily outnumbered, though probably not outdone by Tzeentch. Tzeentch in melee is not particularly great, which is fine. That is an okay thing to have. Dark Riders diving in. It looks like Malekith just walked out of that blob of his own volition and took very little damage in the overall. Golden Floof is ahead on damage value for just a hot second, but I imagine it will be changing in time. I don't think it's Soul Stealer itself. The combination of Dragons getting buff, healing, going percentage based, and spell already being good. That's all the other W units around him from getting. Oh, yeah. It was a joke because it's always Kairos, the other chicken. It just looks like Kairos. Alright, Scourge Runners, another blue fire, but it's really not doing that much damage to them. Because those guys also got shot by Blue Horrors, and they still have 4 out of 4 models. Blue fire is not very good at hitting spread out chariots like that, so I question that decision to keep throwing it at that. Maybe throw it at Malekith, maybe throw it at the Cold One Knights or something a little easier to hit. We do get the Gaze of Fate, and it looks like Screamers might have attack orders to go attack Malekith while he has minus 40 melee attack, but they're kind of half-assing it if they do have attack orders on him. Soul Grinder of Tzeentch is also throwing at the Scourge Run Chariot. Man, Golden Floof hates this Scourge Run Chariot. He really does. He wants to deal with it. Malekith's at 1/3 HP. Thank God that's going to last. As Cold One Knights dive onto the Soul Grinder of Tzeentch, they should be able to take it out, but they are actually getting their asses kicked, and now they're getting shot by Blue Fire. They really didn't get anything done to that Soul Grinder, and Cold One Knights disappoint me yet again. God damn you, you beautiful Velociraptor riding bastards. Dark Elves have pulled ahead on the balance of power pretty significantly, and I do tend to agree. You can see the Tzeentch front line is falling apart. The back line is also falling apart. The Screamers are struggling to get a whole lot done, and Malekith is back to being as healthy as fuck, because reasons. Soul Grinder is taken out by the Scourge Runner Chariots, and that is probably going to be the death knell for Tzeentch here, as it is just down to Kairos and 2 Screamers and the Severed Claw to carry against everything. That seems unlikely. Chariot with 400 HP, but 3 models, is walking away with a ton of ammunition. If it is not killed off here, it can come back and still fire off most of its potential DPS. Kairos and his Screamers are getting involved against Cold One Knights and more Scourge Runners, but they are suffering a lot on the damage front. But it's looking doomed. I don't really know what they can do about these repeater crossbows. I don't know what they can do about the Scourge Runner Chariots running away with like most of their ammo. Soul Stealer cast is coming in. Tzeentch is just out of threat. Because Kairos is a lot of the balance of power, but Kairos isn't going to be able to carry this. Ironic how great Scourge Runners would be at killing Malekith. True. What if they delete Soul Stealer instead of give Malekith 3 health bars and had a Mortis effect? Oh, that would be funny. Alright, Kairos getting dove on by Malekith. But, I mean, it's looking bleak. Balance of Power is just doing Tzeentch things because it believes so much in Kairos, but whenever I watch a game like this, I always feel like, well, if the Balance of Power says that, there's got to be like a hidden unit somewhere I missed. Like, where is the full health Tzeentch Dread Saurian that I didn't see? Because this just, like, There's no way that balance of power is accurate if you look around, man. It's like a whole bunch of dead infantry, a half-health spearman, a full-health severed claw, a full-health Kairos versus a full-health cold one, 2 healthy repeater crossbow cav with half ammunition, some bleak swords still running around, 2 scourge runners with full ammunition, and a Malekith with tons of soul stealers. Like, in what world does Kairos and the severed claw win this? And it's like, apparently like a quarter of them. That's pretty fun. Skirmish cav shooting at Kairos, Gaze of Fate onto one of the Dark Riders will actually be a pretty good catch for Goldenfloof here. He will take out a lot of that carry potential with the Dark Elves, but we still have more to go. Malekith could probably just Soul Stealer the Severed Claw to death, and ooh. Oh, that was a nice angle for Breath Attack from Thunderwolf, but really good play from Goldenfloof having the Oracle of Eternity, 44% damage resist up. And then Kairos has, like, physical resist. I think it is physical damage now. That was like 64% total resist. Malekith lands yet again on Kairos. He's now surrounded by the Severed Claw, but thankfully his old companion, a full health bar, is with him. Tzeentch is throwing all of his Lord sniping attempts that he can at Malekith for him now, getting a little Bolt of Change and all these other things, but Malekith is moving. He has a big enough model that actually hit him. How did Old Bastille know? How do we like the Wyvern Cliffs? You'd have to rewind for my thoughts on those, but so far the first map is fine. I have that on the Vermin League. The other two I had pretty significant problems with them, but you'd have to go see that. On this one, the easiest way to explain it is one side has terrain they can just deploy against and have a flank covered, and the other side has none, so it's an unfair advantage. In the first, yeah, okay, I guess I can do the first one. The first one was like, forest camping is very easy to do, and as a tournament host, I just didn't want to deal with it. Malekith, 2,700 value. We didn't even see his heal cap. Scourge Runners got great value, so did the repeater crossbows. Bleak Swords did okay. Dark Riders did okay. Cold Knights underperformed, as they have been recently, but they were there. They were around. They did stuff. Kairos, 1,300 value. Soul Runners each 700. Severed Claw, 600. 500 and 300 for the Forsaken. 300 and 650 for the Screamers. Spearman of Tzeentch did not get much done, unfortunately. The Blue Horrors did well, but they were alone. GG, well played to Goldenfloof. But one does not simply fight Soul Stealer Malekith on a dragon and Scourge Runners and survive. You feel like Games Workshop CA missed an opportunity with the color pink and blue spell variants to steal the color while sticking to it straight-faced because Tzeentch. Yeah. Balance of power CP was directly linked to gold value. Yeah, but Kairos is expensive, and Tzeentch, like, Tzeentch and Khorne Tzeentch and Khorne would argue with that wood tier, because Khorne like starts out every game at a disadvantage because he doesn't have a caster, and if it was just gold value, then not having a caster wouldn't matter, but it's like it does. And even when you have like a 500 gold caster, like just a Manticore Amber Wizard, right? That guy's only 500 gold, but on the balance of power, if he dies, you lose like a significant portion of your balance of power. So there's something more to it than just cost, but it is like, for most units, it's just cost. But Magic works uniquely. And I think Tzeentch gets bigger bumps of their balance of power for their mage than other factions for some reason. And Khorne gets no... Khorne gets no help with the balance of power based on how his faction is balanced around not having magic. And then the balance of power is like, yeah, cool story, bro, but I'm still going to army loss you when you have half your army left. Get fucked. Whereas we saw situations like that where the balance of power isn't going to army loss Tzeentch because Kairos exists. And it's like, I mean, all right. We are in the finals. The finals is best of 3, so I switched over to the one where we have a scorecard. It is Thunderwolf versus John FB. Ugh! Now, I want John FB to win, because if he wins, then I got beat by the tournament winner. So then I feel less bad. But I want Thunderwolf to win because of my predictions. So either, let's take it as a win-win. Either I was right, or I got beat by the best player in the tournament. You straight up forgot that Malchus Dragon is optional. It is. He's decent on his cold one, too. Yeah. He's decent. Score prediction? Nothing against John FB, but probably 2-0 Thunderwolf. Thunderwolf is one of the top 4 in our faction more tomorrow. Hanniden's, Voidlaws, Thunderwolf, and Blood Penguin. So, dude's really good. I'd probably go 2-0 Thunderwolf. Now, would it shock me if John FB took a game or even won the series? No. But if you're asking for my honest prediction, like $1,000 on the line, I'd probably go 2-0 Thunder. And that is not a slight against John FB. John FB is great. Love that guy. Whenever I get matched up with him in Vermin League, it's a good time. What you doing out there? Why is she showing you her belly? That's in a... Wait, what? Without me? The fuck, dude? You did not. You did not sing the song. What is it, the 9th? On the 9th day of Christmas, my Hazel gave to me 1 Hazel Basil, 2 Hazel Basil, 3 Hazel Basil, 4 Hazel Basil, 5 Hazel Basil, 6 Hazel Basil, 7 Hazel Basil, 8 Hazel Basil, 9 Hazel Basil, and a moo cow in a pear tree. There. How dare you do traditions without me?
Yeah, you haven't been there for a bunch of them.
What the hell? Next, you're gonna tell me that we had a kid and you didn't even like let me be there.
Yeah, it's up in
The fuck, Grace? I cannot believe you. Hi.
Hi.
I made it to semifinals, then I got knocked out.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
So going?
Yeah, we're just entering the finals, so 3 more games, then we're done. Or 2 if it's a 2-0, either way. Okay, I was gonna stand up and go get a drink.
Okay.
Don't lock me in yet. Okay, I'll be right back, friendos. Out in a pear tree. Alright, what up? I'm back. John's solid name with Thunderwolf has some serious implications, such as thunder and wolves. Alright, who dared message me? It's Cool Umbrella. Okay. Me at 8 this morning. I need to focus and get that project done for 5. Me at 11. I need to watch this Land Battle stream. Well, we're almost done, Wood Tier. Then you can go back to your important real life stuff. Alright, Umbrella's just waiting on Thunderwolf's picks. Wow. So the blind picks, remember there's no picks in bans. They're all like there's no bans. The tournament banned Vampire Counts and Grand Cathay. So both players, the only things they can't play are Vampire Counts and Grand Cathay. Out of the 21 factions left in the game, both players went with, John F.E. went with Kislev, Dark Elves, Skaven. Thunderwolf went with Dark Elves, Kislev, Khorne. So we have Kislev versus Dark Elves, then Kislev versus Dark Elves, And then Skaven versus Khorne in the end. Which is funny because Dark Elves is super strong. Don't get me wrong. Skaven is too, but that's John FB's third pick. Both sides picked Kislev, which is a pretty middling faction. Like, they're fine. You know, they're not bad, but they're also not great. And then in the end is Skaven versus Khorne, which Khorne is definitely not a top tier faction. So it's just funny. It's like, Warriors of Chaos are available, and just nobody took it. Tzeentch is available, nobody took it. Like, and I'm fine with that. As a caster, I love casting different matchups. It's just funny. Dark Elves versus Kislev is also an interesting one. Because on paper, I would think Dark Elves should dominate this matchup. Should. I would think. Armor-piercing missiles, armor-piercing cav, light cav for when they need it. Decent front line that is shielded. Scourge-Run Chariots are obviously very good. Malekith's very good, but we'll see what Kislev can do. Kislev's not helpless here. They do have handgunner-type infantry in the Streltsy. They do have cheap archers. They have bear cav. They have the bear blob, though that is going to get soul stealered. I mentioned Khorne every second battle. Khorne is definitely a crowd favorite, but they're not super competitive. Last 5 replays are all Hyles versus Khorne. Khorne is popular. Not very good. Like, they're not that bad. After the Minotaur buffs, they're doing eh. But they're pretty one note. They rely pretty... I sing pretty a lot. They rely heavily on their dogs and Minotaurs and stuff. Someone in the chat said it, and I honestly forget who. It was maybe Sir Groot, but it is... Somebody said it. It was funny how Dark Elves are just like the blind picked faction for this tournament. I had to fight them twice. So one semifinal was Dark Elves versus Skaven, the other semifinal was Dark Elves versus Tzeentch, and then the finals is going to be Dark Elves versus Kislev, Dark Elves versus Kislev. So in the final 5 potential games, 4 of them are going to involve Dark Elves. What's taking so long? They just did their picks at 2:14. Oh, wait. No, it was 2:18. The picks finished up, so they've had 4 minutes to build this build. They've been sitting in the lobby because they were both doing their blind picks for all 3 games. No Chaos? Why? I also don't know. I don't know why neither of these players took Warriors of Chaos. Also, hello. Hi, Strix. Strix, you've been commenting a lot on videos, and I hadn't seen you before recently. Have you always been commenting and I just somehow didn't pick you out, or are you relatively new to the channel? Thunderwolf is ready. John FB is almost ready. Up, up, up. He's thinking about it. Daniel just changed the name to pick. Oh, okay, yeah, then you've been around for quite a while. What up? The green one is here. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, Chief? What's the tier list for Land Battle? Been away from Warhammer for a bit. I just released it. Hello, brother. How's it going? I'm good. Hold on. Well, these guys place their armies because I always get caught up in just waiting for them. Yeah. Anyway, that is the tier list again. If you here, come with me while they set up their armies. That's the end screenshot of my land battle tier list. I gotta edit it and release it on YouTube, but I recorded it already. So get ready for that one. That is my land battle tier list. Now for the reasoning and such, you're gonna have to wait for it to actually come out, right? All right. We have Thunderwolf's Dark Elves, a Blackheart Corsair, and Bleak Sword frontline mixed. Triple Scourge Runner Chariot, no surprise there. Double Cold One Knights and Malekith up in the sky with Soul Stealer, Gaze of Malice, and his Dragon Breath. On the other side, we have 4 Armored Kossar frontline. Boris Ursus, a Patriarch, an Ice Witch, Frostbane of Ice with Death Frost and Icebane's Kiss. Then we have a backline of 4 Kossars from John FB. These are the normal bow units. And we have Warbear Riders and Cosfight Dervishes on each flank. Strix, yeah, I'll deal with all the tier list stuff after this game. I'm just not going to respond to it while I'm dealing with all this, sorry. So, Boris is out here dueling Malekith. He is a better duelist than Malekith is, but Malekith has access to healing. Now, to be fair, so does Boris. But if there are Scourge Runner Chariots helping out, this might be a bad fight for the Dark Lord Malekith. He's going to throw out a quick healing Soul Stealer, though with only 2 single entities in the area, it's not going to do that much damage. The Warbear Riders are not nearby to support this. They could actually get a really good surround on him and kill him, but they are, it looks like, worried about Cold One Knights and Scourge Runner Chariots. They are piling in to help Cosfight Dervishes fight the Cold One Knights, and while that will be good, they will get shot by the Scourge Runners this entire time. And Boris and his little Patriarch friend, after taking the Soul Stealer in the mouth, they can just heal it up and chase down Scourge Runner Chariots. So that's how the Dark Elf backline is going. For the Kislev frontline, there are just so many Dark Elves. They are pushing through it, walking in on all sides. It looks like the Warbear Riders and Cosfight Dervishes are being committed to the front line to keep holding them off, but it might be a bit of a sacrifice here as the Dark Elves are ahead on the damage value and probably a little bit ahead. Bounce power is about even. But the Warbear Riders are going to tear a route off. The Cosfight Dervishes have shattered entirely. All 3 Scourge Runner Chariots are still healthy and fine. This is one of the reasons this unit is considered so goddamn strong, is it's just impossible to really punish them. Patriarch and Boris have been chasing them for years and haven't got anything done. Dark Elves pull ahead on the balance of power, and I would tend to agree as these Warbear Riders are still fighting on the front line on the other side, and the Patriarch and Boris are taking a ton of damage from these Cold One Knights. They're just tearing apart the little healer that could. Malekith is finishing, chasing Warbear Riders, who terror routed before their By Our Blood passive popped. So then they terror routed for the entire duration of that. That's kind of funny. Anyway, Icecaster got surrounded by Bleak Swords. She has been stuck there this entire game. It looks like she's just been throwing Ice Maiden kisses on herself for this entire thing, trying to get the Bleak Swords off of her, but it's not working. And with the Mage sniped out, with the Patriarch sniped out, Warbear Riders taken down on one side, it is looking like Kislev is cruising for a bruising as the Dark Elves will roll over the victory on this one. Malekith finishes sniping out the Patriarch, who is going to shatter as soon as the By Our Blood passive wears off. But he just dies before that even happens. Boris Ursus has no healing now, which means Malekith can just get back in the sky, spam a Soul Stealer or 2 to get back to full HP, use the Scourge Runner Chariots to kite him out. Scourge Runner Chariots are also just murdering the Warbear Riders. It's not even a good time for them. I was going to say not even close, but it's ranged versus non-ranged, getting shot by range. So yeah, I guess that's not even close. And that is that. No, I just wanted to record the Terror Bears. Malekith 1,100 value, but the Cold One Knights did incredibly well. Very, very well there. Scourge Runner Chariots were doing good, but the game ended and they still had ammunition left, so they still could do more things. Bleak Sword and Blackheart Corsair frontline did great. Boris did excellently, considering how short the game was. Getting 1,600 value for a melee character is kind of insane. The rest of his army really struggled to put out any DPS whatsoever. The Warbears got shut down. The Cosfight Dervishes got shut down. Let's get that up there. Thunderwolf takes the W. Alright. Up to the score, I did all that stuff. Alright. Coast are A tier, not S tier. Wood Elves too low. Oh yeah, so tier list stuff. I thought Slaanesh was just balanced. Cathay counts, Warriors, Curse Chaos are broken tier. Slaanesh is each coast. Dark Elves are also near broken. Hellstriders still exist. Wood Elves and Deeps. Wood Elves and D tier, yeah. Wood Elves are pretty terrible. Across the board, I would think. The reasoning in the video is their cavalry went from being good to being okay, their infantry went from being okay to being bad, and their archers went from being excellent to being good. So, like, everything took a step down, and they didn't have that much room to go. Their lord options also went from being, like, OP incredible to just fine. So a lot of their roster is fine, and then some of it sucks. And on the net, that just makes you suck. In my opinion. And, like, I preface at the start of the video, I say these are all just my opinions, and you have your own opinions, that's fine. Empire A off the back of War Wagons? Oh, 100% Strix. If you took War Wagons out of the roster, Empire would be B easily. But with War Wagons, they're A. I don't know. War Wagons are insane. War Wagons, Scourge Runners are both really, really good. Coasts are A tier, not S tier. Mark, I could agree with that. I could definitely see your arguments. In the video, I even say, if I remember the quote right, I said, I think Coast are more A tier, but enough super high level players have convinced me that they are S tier. And I know that, okay, you know what? You're not going to believe me. You're going to think I just made it up. So hang on. There they are. Hang on. All right, volume. Bad. They're just not OP. Their hero slots are pretty worthless. And, yeah, their single entities aren't particularly great. Chariots aren't particularly great. But usually, Marauder, Chaos Warrior, Hellstrider spam can get you through any game. So they're an A tier, but I honestly am tempted to put them down into B. Vampire Coast. I'm going to put them in S tier. I'm tempted to put them in A, but enough Vampire Coast haters they've gotten through to me with their arguments. Vampire Coast is going to be in S tier. Bombers overperform. So yeah, it is funny that you said A tier, and I'm like, you know, my gut told me A tier, but I went with S. So that's just funny to me. Marcus Slaanesh having ITP on everything's pretty lazy, but also way too good. Yep, Bowman! ITP on your whole army is definitely too fucking good. I complained about that earlier in the stream. It's insane having ITP on literally every unit. Vertical Cliff, I don't know. For me, the jury's still out on whether or not horsemen are still undercosted. Because, like, I haven't seen Marauder Horsemasters really perform at, like, an 800 gold value level. I don't think they're bad by any means. I just don't think they're OP anymore, personally. But I still need to see a lot more of them before I can make that decision. It's just like, it feels that people have gotten burnt out on playing Chaos. There really hasn't been much Chaos in my tournaments. And this one either, apparently. So it's just one-dimensional. Dark Elves are on a Warpath. Yeah. I can always blame my newness, Bowman. Did CA base the unit stats off of actual Warhammer at all, or did they just wing it? Their statements say that they do it based off of campaign, and my experience is they just fucking wing it. So much for W. VP is S tier. I'm in the top levels. Yeah, that's cool, bro. People definitely argue about whether A or S. I would like, in my experience playing them, they feel A, but I've seen enough top tier players play them. I've talked to enough top tier players who play them, or play against them, that, like, I don't know. The arguments convince me that they might be S tier, but maybe I'm just bad at them and why they feel A for me. But they're definitely like A plus, and you could either, depending on how you round, you could be like A or S. Weight Watchers are just good because of their hotbox. So there's what I believe. Judging from my own experience, can't see how the game goes. It's human worked. Normal player will mess up and ride a horseman, you can punish them. Just started tuning in before the finals. I didn't see anything, yeah. Only 2 broken factions are VC and Grand Cathay. Maybe. Yeah, probably. I honestly think Grand Cathay isn't as broken as Vampire Counts. I think Vampire Counts are alone on their pedestal of being like super broken. I think Cathay, we've seen a lot of games against them recently that they end up losing. So like while they definitely are quite strong, I think VC is uniquely powerful, and then everyone else is a tier below that. Counts are cackling as they win versus every race. Yeah. Counts are too strong. All right. So now we have the other side of the matchup. What does Thunderwolf do versus John FB's Dark Elves? For John FB, we do have Malekith, yet again with Soul Stealer. Stand Your Ground and Noxious Breath rather than Gaze of Malice and Noxious Breath. He also has Destroyer and Circlet of Iron. Why Destroyer? Don't know. I would have to ask. Circlet of Iron is interesting. It looks very good, but I swore someone told me this didn't work. Maybe it got hotfixed and I didn't read the patch for that or something. Feral Manticore, then we have 2 Witch Elves, we have 3 Cold One Knights, 2 Dark Riders, and a front line of Black Arquebusiers and Bleak Swords. Is this right? Rating stuff all land battle specific? Yes, my tier list was land battle specific. Because Domination is different. It's different enough that it's like impossible to make a meaningful tier list with both. Yeah. On the other side, for Kislev, we have double Winged Lancer, triple Winged Lancer, 1 Little Grom, 3 Kossars with Spears, triple Heavy War Sleds, a Patriarch, and an Ice Switch of Ice with Heart of Winter and Ice Sheet. Interesting. Does Circle of Iron actually affect Malekith himself? Yes. Yeah. It just doesn't, like, the last I heard it was bugged and it didn't actually increase your power recharge rate at all, so the item just literally didn't work. But they might have fixed it, or John FB doesn't know that, or I don't know. Like, that's the annoying part about bugs like that, because there's no way to, like, prove it. Like, it's not like, if you do this thing, his breath attack goes through the ground and doesn't do anything. It's like, yeah, I can see that. I can't see whether or not his Winds of Magic is working. It's the Winds regen one? Yeah. Now, Malekith is over-chasing a bit here into the triple heavy war sleds. Like, he's going to get shot in the face for all of this, though it actually looks like now they're shooting the Manticore. And then he tries to land an attack onto this Ice Switch of Ice, but his dragon lands a little too early and he only gets off 1 attack. Doesn't even do that much damage. He's going to hit her and her heavy war sled friend with a Soul Stealer. And the Soul Stealer ends up doing about as much damage as his attack did. It does more damage than his attack did. Hooray. Heals him up a little bit, but he's still taking a lot of punishment from that Little Grom, and still all of his infantry are advancing, and Thunderwolf is just trying to kite away. He doesn't really have any infantry for Malekith or any of his Dark Elf friends to fight. Winged Lancers do collide with Dark Riders in the backfield, but without any support, these Dark Riders are about to have a bad time, and they will get support in the form of a Sideways Breath Attack. Very nice stuff from John FB. Huge damage value onto those Winged Lancers, who will now get rear charged by Cold One Knights. And Malekith is going to need that heal cap from Soul Stealer, because he's taking a lot of damage in the skirmishing phases of this battle. Thunderwolf is up about 1,000 damage value, and almost all of it's onto Malekith. Dark Riders are routed off. The Winged Lancers have popped their Buy Our Blood passive, but they'll probably rout soon after that fades. Now, Winged Lancers get a rear charge on the Cold One Knights. They're doing a lot of damage. Meanwhile, John FB just takes the fight into melee, throwing himself onto the Little Grom and the Ice Switch. Doesn't really see any bad targets there. He's going to hit another Soul Stealer. Patriarch avoids it, so does the Little Grom, but he does hit a Chariot and the Ice Witch again, so it's fine, but he's mostly doing it for the healing on Malekith. The Dark Elf, Dark Tide, is still pushing forward. Kossars or Spears and Winged Lancers get caught. They get rampaged. all the bad stuff there. But a huge Heart of Winter. Is it Overcast? It is. Overcast can hit all of these units. The cavalry needs to get out of here with their superior speed, and the infantry might just be fucked. So we'll see how much damage that does. Dark Elves are way up on the damage value, balance of power. The balance of power and the damage value. They caught up, and they are searching. It has Cold One Knights and Manticores and all this stuff. Just catches the big Kislev blob in the back. Rampage even catches the Ice Witch of Ice. And I wonder if Malekith has another Soul Stealer to hit every cost-effective unit right here. The Cold One Knights are dominating the cavalry game, something fierce. And while the Witch Elves and Bleak Swords and all that stuff took a lot of damage, there is the Soul Stealer. No Soul Stealer. It was just the Dark Elf. Murderous Prowess popping was that big purple. I thought it was a Soul Stealer. Kislev's getting run over right now. Dark Rider's trying to stop Little Grom from shooting. Meanwhile, Cold One Knights and Witch Elves are all pushing onto these chariots in the backfield. But you can see Heavy War Sleds are no different than any other chariot in the game. They are very, very, very hard to damage in melee combat because model reasons. Their models just don't take melee attacks very well. Malekith is going to land another Soul Stealer, this time onto one chariot, a Patriarch, and Little Grom. Manticore plus the Soul Stealer are ticking away the Patriarch, and he is gone. 100% not making it out of there. Without any healing for the rest of their roster, Kislev could be in some serious trouble. They just have Little Grom, 3 War Sleds, and an Ice Witch versus all of this. Malekith could probably solo it. Maybe. Little Grom is now going to Rampage after Malekith gets 2 huge hits on it, lowering its health and leadership enough to proc that Rampage. Not like it was really going anywhere. Anyway, as it starts to wiggle its little Kislev butt and tries to save its soul. Ice Sheet is going to slow down these guys, but Thunderwolf is kiting away. Heavy War Sleds don't have that much range damage, though. They're definitely more of a hybrid chariot than, like, Scourge Runners, who are mostly ranged. War Wagons are entirely ranged. Scourge Runners are maybe half and half, and Heavy War Sleds are, like, 1/4 range, 3/4 melee. Malekith misses a bunch of charges in a row in the Little Grom, but he'll eventually get it. There we go. Army Loss is getting danger close. Kislev continues to run away. Arcane Conduit is usually a heavy include. Does Arcane Conduit buff your power reserve multiplier? I always thought just recharge multiplier. It's just recharge, yeah. I don't like when people know what you play and gold band your best faction feels lame, yeah. What does Spell Mastery actually mean? Does it just reduce the miscast chance? No, Spell Mastery increases the damage. Like, it increases what your spell does, right? So if your spell gives 100 armor and you cast something with 50% more Spell Mastery, you'll get 150 armor from the spell. It applies to healing, to stats, to damage. Murder Monday. Oh. Sword of Teclis, Power of Darkness, some others like Forbidden Rod do give reserves. It's true. There's not much to cast right now. I think Kislev is doomed. It's just all of these entities are trying to catch up. Soul Stealer's going to kill them. There's a lot of infantry. I don't really think there's anything Kislev can do. But while they run around and kite, I'm just reading the chat. Kislev lacks everything. Don't mean that as a joke. The magic lords are crap, their infantry's crap, their cav is crap, their artillery's crap, and the sleds have been hard nerfed. I think Kislev is mid-tier. Their infantry can do well, especially Zargard and armored Kossars. Their magic tiers are pretty crap. Their lord options are quite good. Their cavs, eh. Their cav's pretty eh. Great Arcane Conduit. What up, Strat Game? How you doing? Because of infantry folds right after their passive ends. Yee. It's good passive because it doesn't have capabilities. 10% on 30 armor, something is pretty sad. Yes, 10% spell mastery is pretty underwhelming. I don't know how much there is to analyze here, but the Ice Witch got off one good Heart of Winter. Other than that, she had a hard time getting value. Little Grom had a hard time getting value. Heavy War Sleds did great. Everything else got completely run over by the Dark Elves. For Malekith, 3,000 value on him, 650, and then, wow, his Cold Knights did really well. Cold Knights are proving to be quite the nuisance in this matchup, it would seem. And then Bleak Swords and Witch Elves doing well. The Dark Elves will continue their reign of supremacy today. But that is it. It is time for Khorne versus Skaven, and I have 3 replays to upload to the channel of Khorne versus Skaven. This is somehow a very... I said 3 replays, and then I typed 3. This is somehow turning into a very popular matchup, and I think it's honestly even. Khorne has a lot of the tools it needs to beat Skaven. Valkia is a cheap, flying, small lord that is arm-piercing anti-large, so she's quite good versus Skaven. Fleshhounds and Chaos Warhounds are very good against Skaven, and Minotaurs are excellent as well. But the Skaven also have what they need to fight back against Khorne. Slingers are very effective in this matchup. Skirmishers are effective. Poison Globes are great. You have also some pretty good Lord options on your side, and Rat Ogres are always trading up. So it's an even matchup. I like it from the Skaven side and playing it. I think it's fun. Oh, stretch. You like those good doggies. As much as people hype around Wing Lancers coming down the mountainside, they actually kind of suck. 10% of Pitta Sage or Spirit Leech sounds good. Khorne vs. Skaven is super fun. It is. Strategy Skeleton Sorcerer. First interaction of Game 3 with Wing Lancer charge. Ooh. I'm sorry for you. I don't want to hurt the feelings of the 3 Kislev mains who are already crying in the corner. Alright. Who will win? The man who destroyed my hopes and dreams, or the tournament Dark Horse favorite? Their Empire Knights but don't survive as long. Stats-wise, like, I've talked to a couple people who really like Kislev Cav, and I think Kislev Cav are underwhelming, and they talk about their stats, and like their stats, for some reason, on paper, seem fine, but then in game, they don't feel fine. So, it's definitely like, I understand your argument, but also that hasn't been my lived experience. It's kind of the same, what other unit were we just talking about? Where on paper it seems like it'd be good, and then in game it just sucks for some reason. I don't remember. Remember the slides? Oh, Mournfang Cav. Mournfang Cav stats are incredible. Not Crushers. Crushers are different, but like Mournfang Cavalry. Mournfang Cavalry with great weapons. Their stats are really impressive, and then it feels like they just die. Like, oh, they have high armor and high health. They'll be fine. And then, like, they have high armor, but basic archers fire 1 volley and they all die somehow. It just doesn't make any sense. Kind of ironic, Jeff B is trying to use Skaven to beat your Dark Horse. It's because he's a man of culture. He understands the rats are the best. Okay. We'll see what John FB's up to, but it might be a little wild. He's adjusting some stuff about his build right now, but if he keeps the spirit of what he has right now, y'all are going to be happy. I won't be happy because I want Skaven to win, but y'all will be happy. I won't be happy because I like to see good builds, not trash. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Everybody calm down. I did myself a big kid. Dark or no, my money is on the horse. The other side, this Khorne build is solid. This Khorne build is solid. I have some thoughts on it, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's fine. You'd think the Skaven would just bite him, and even if he connected with the horse, would get hit by us. Won't Skaven do anything? No. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The builds did not change that much behind the blocker, which is now gone because this is the last game no matter what. John FB with Tretch Craventail versus Thunderwolf with Scarbrand. I don't love Scarbrand as a pick in this matchup. His Rampage is powerful and he can do a lot of damage. The problem is he can also take a lot of damage. And I usually take Slingers. I honestly take Rattling Guns. They can do a lot of damage to his very tall body. John FB does not have those things. So he doesn't have the means to punish Scarbrand. He might be in a bit of trouble. So Thunderwolf's build is different than what I think is the traditional best Khorne build versus Skaven. It's relying pretty heavily on Skirmish Cav, which, to be fair, the Marauder Horsemen of Khorne are uniquely good in melee Skirmish Cav, but he's rather light on dogs. He has 2 Flesh Hounds and 1 Chaos Warhound. 4 Skirmish Cav feels like a lot to me. Marauders of Khorne, because you never want elite infantry versus Skaven. 2 Minotaurs of Khorne will be excellent. They are great versus Skaven in general. And Scarbrand, I don't think he's the ideal Lord choice, but he's fine. Like, he's not bad. I just think Valkia is literally everything you need when you're fighting Skaven. She's just everything you want, but Scarbrand's probably the second best choice, but he is tall. Gonna take some time before things get somewhat balanced. I guess for PvP was watching some Domination Turns channel. I mean, Slaanesh 80% win rate, Nurgle 30. Yeah. I don't really know Domination meta too well, but that sounds about right. On the other side for John FB, we do have triple Poison Globes, which is fine. We have a Jezzail, which I don't think is going to work. I mean, one, this map is not helping that Jezzail any, but in general, I don't like Jezzails in the Khorne matchup because the Khorne matchup is kind of like the Beastman matchup of old, where one way or the other it's ending in 2 minutes, and Jezzails need a lot of time to get their value back. They're a good unit, but not in this matchup, in my opinion. I prefer Rattling Gunners because they do burst, so I don't love that. We have 2 Eshin Triads, one of which is the Extra Triad, the other is a normal Eshin Triad. We have 4 Rat Ogres, and then we have a whole bunch of Clan Rats and Skaven Slave Spears. We have a Plague Priest on foot with Pestilent Birth and Vermintide, then we have an Assassin and Tretch Craventail. Tretch is very survivable for a Skaven Lord. He can do okay with a lot of the Demon Lords, again, for his cost. You don't expect him to win, but he's just tanky, survivable, very cheap. But I don't love the Jezzail. I don't love the Triad picks. We'll see. Triple Globe is fine. Yeah, it's good. It's good, because they do pretty good damage against Minotaurs, too. Alright, Minotaur's running straight in from Thunderwolf, gonna take big volleys from the Poison Globes, but now the Poison Globes are dead. Dead as hell. As Minotaurs plow into them, these ones will die swiftly. On the other side, Minotaurs plow into Skaven Slaves, and they'll get out of there okay. Scarbrand is in a fight with Tretch Craventail and the Assassin, but with overlapping buffs. Nope, just the Assassin's trophy debuff. He's at 26 melee defense, so he must get out of there. He is passing straight through everything. Chaos Warhounds Khorne slip in onto the Warlock Jezzails, who are now going to Rampage. And that means they will not be able to run away or fire or do any of that stuff. Minotaurs of Khorne are pushed off, but they did almost kill a Poison Globe on their way. And dogs are slipping into the formation, eating up all the yummy Skaven that are there. Rat Ogres are trying to stop Scarbrand, but they're really not doing enough to get much done. Minotaurs are getting worked on by the Poison Globes. So far, that is going well for the Skaven, but the rest is not going super ideal. John FB is up on the damage value, so that is a good thing, but very quickly, we're going to see some problems arise. The Jezzails are pushed off, this globe is pushed off, we're down to 2 globes, one of which is in barrel and melee combat, the other one is as well. So we'll see if the Skaven can hold on without their range capacity. Khorne catches right back up on the damage value, and that is a problem. Fleshhounds of Khorne are going to catch these globes after taking a little bit of damage. So nice job, globes, before you go out to do that. But Minotaurs are back, they're still sprinting through things, and the Skaven probably on their way out. Wood Raiden Tier, never mentions Mahogany. Make it Chieftain Packmaster, 4 Riders, 4 Dogs, 4 Slings, Globes, Night Runners, make it the rest very strong against Khorne. Maybe. It's not the build I prefer, but that sounds fine. Generic Lords for Khorne any good? No. Well, the Exalted Bloodthirster of Khorne is fine. Whispering Hubby feels really soothing. It's like my ears giving a massage. Yeah, sorry. Grace is taking her nap. She takes a nap every Friday, so I'm trying not to be too loud. So, yeah, I'm just being quiet for the last little portion of the stream here. Marauder Horsemen getting caught up in the Extras Triads and these other spears. Skaven are ahead on the balance of power, and I'll give them that credit, and they are keeping up with Khorne and damage value, which is good. Now, Khorne has run off the Jezzails. This globe might be able to rally and come home. This globe is probably not going to be able to come home, and that one is home. So, John has been able to keep one of his weapons teams online. The second one is now rallying and can come back, and that is very good. His hero cores fine. Tretch, his caster, his assassin are all quite healthy, quite good. His Ashen Triads are also healthy. And Rat Ogre's mixed bag, but he has plenty of Rat Ogres left for the stage of the game. So he technically still has the tools to survive this one. As for Khorne, they have rather wounded skirmish cav that still have a good amount of ammo, but they are very wounded. Minotaurs who are very wounded, but still in the fight. And we do have one Fleshhound of Khorne still. Yes, we do. One Fleshhound of Khorne. Skarbrand himself is rather healthy. So we'll see. At this point in the game, I think it's about even. The skirmish cav, you can kind of see that they're having a little bit more trouble than the dogs of really getting in there and like just slamming down things. Whereas the dogs are a little cheaper and they're a little more aggressive. So we'll have to see how it goes. Nap per week, the insane discipline. I can't hear you. Adjust what? More aggressive. So we'll have to see how it goes. Okay, sorry. I'll speak a little louder then. So I'm trying not to wake Grace up, but I'll just sit close to my mic. Anyway, Fleshhounds get in a fight with Rat Ogres. That'll usually go pretty well for Rat Ogres overall, especially with Triads helping out. Skarbrand jumping in on the side might make this go a little worse, but when he's surrounded by Rat Ogres and Triads, he's going to have a bad time. I'm literally yawning due to his voice, the nap time talk. I'm sorry. Grace is sleeping. Anyway, Globes hitting some Marauder Horsemen, good for them. Marauders of Khorne are coming back for their second win, so are the Minotaurs, and against his Clan Knights of Spears, they will die very quickly. So these Globes might be in trouble. They'll want to turn and throw at the Minotaurs before too long. Oh boy. This could be bad. So all of the Skaven melee assets went to chase Skarbrand around, which is a pretty common mistake to make. I think I made it earlier in the stream against Slaanesh. But that leaves all the Poison Globes alone, so they are running back towards their Rat Ogres, and the Rat Ogres are running back to them. I'm kind of surprised how long it's taking these Minotaurs to catch these guys, considering their 56 speed. It felt like they were walking a bit through mud, but they didn't actually get to catch them, and the Skaven do get to keep their globe alive. This is really crucial for John FB if he's going to stay in this game, which so far he is doing well. Ashen Triads doing okay. Their armor sundering will be nice in the late game versus Ishgarbrand. Is Grace a grandma? No, she's just sleepy. Rat Ogres getting stuck fighting 2v2 with Minotaurs, a couple flaming axes getting thrown into the mix. They are not enjoying it very much, but it looks like we do have some Ashen Triads coming in to assist, and the Minotaur's 70 armor now flies down to 35, and they're getting poked in the butt by the poke spears. Skarbrand plows straight through the Skaven lines and goes right for the Poison Globes. Tries to stop them from hurting his Marauders even more, but that is not going to be enough. And it's up to Skarbrand to carry this game, as it often is with him. I just don't know if he can do it versus Skaven. There's a lot to do there. Is that an Assassin's Trophy? No, he casts his Rampage. Okay, so the Poison Globes are Rampage. They can't opt to walk away or opt to throw or anything like that. Rat Ogres are stuck chasing Minotaurs and stuff, but they've overextended. They will now get surrounded by Skirmish Cav on all sides, and the Khorne Skirmish Cav has, 32 melee attack and 44 weapon strength. So both these Rat Ogres are going to rout, and the Ashen Triads might be in a bit of trouble. Globes are still safe. John FB has kept them very safe and protected. On the far side, we still have two Doggos of Khorne looking to chase off anything they can. Skaven are still up on the balance of power. Thunderwolf is still slightly ahead on the damage value. Where's the Triad flag? There it is. So that Triad is down to about half HP, but they are pushing off the Minotaurs. They are pushing off the Skirmish Cav. And it's looking rough for Khorne. They keep falling further behind. Each of these trades ends up favoring the Skaven, because it's like 4 Khorne units are routing, and Khorne got 2 Rat Ogres, which is something. Like, a lot of the Skaven mass is gone, so now cycle charging could be a bit of an issue for them. Notice a lot of the online communities pronounces Minotaur in an interesting way. Say Italian for me. Italian. Gentle cleaves the small rats, putting them in eternal nap time. Let's see that Tretch-Skarby duel. I think Tretch would win it at the moment, just because Skarbrand's at half HP, and he has an assassin friend. But there is some skirmishing going on. Skaven are getting run around. Ooh, Chaos Warhound routing not near enough to the edge of the map. They'll rally for sure. Khorne's not having a good time. Khorne's having, in fact, a bad time. Globes are going to get away from Skarbrand. It looks like they're going to throw one nasty volley onto these Marauder Horsemen before they get taken down. Nope, they will not even get taken down. They'll just get the volley on the Marauder Horsemen. You do great. Say, look at those Italian Minotaurs. Look at those Italian Minotaurs. There. I hope that was good for you. Alright, Skaven trying to stick together. Ixchia's Triad clone is going to go fight the Minotaurs for a bit. Good for them. But without any mobility whatsoever, the Skaven are being forced to clump up. And their last Rat Ogre is, again, terror-outed by Scarbrand. And clapped. Ye cheeks have been clapped. Tretch and his assassin and his Plague Priest. Everyone's just trying to catch up. What are we at for summons? 2 Plague Monks and a Vermintide left. Oh, okay. Seems fine. So remember, that is fake. It's not even like a summon, it's just fake from the Ixchia's Triad, so it's not real. Thunderwolf is running down everything he possibly can, probably trying to get more kills for his Khorne passive to get the Sword of Khorne. Oh, fuck, he probably has the Sword of Khorne. Oh, if he ever groups up the Ixchia's Triads with the other Eshin Triads, this could be an absolute game changer. Why do I see Eshin Halberds more than Storm Vermin Halberds? Because they're cheaper and they have armor sundering. Storm Vermin pay a lot for armor and slightly better melee stats, but in general, they struggle, whereas Eshin Triads can do okay. Italian Minotaur. Alright. Khorne has officially killed off all the units that are outside the blob. Minotaurs are trying to avoid getting hit in the butt by the globes. People say Minobus like that? Like mini? Minobus? What the hell? I have no idea, Wood Tier. That's how I used to say Minotaur, and then I hung around enough friends that said Minotaur, then I just started saying it that way. Minobus, yeah. Anyway, Fleshhounds are going to charge in, but if they get off one volley of Poison Globes, they will crumble away. Remember that they don't rout like normal dogs. They will do the demonic crumbling, the demonic instability, which is actually pretty impactful, and they will hit dirt. Eshin Triads get surrounded on all sides as Scarbrand and his ilk are going to collapse on them. That'll probably be the end of Ixchia's Triads. Even though they are an ROR, they have good leadership. They are still Skaven at heart, and you can see their leadership is just plummeting. They don't have ITP, so they'll probably terror out here in a second. There we go. They terror out. With that, the dogs plus Marauder Horsemen should be able to probably chase them. Clan Rat summon quick from the Plague Priest. The Minotaurs of Khorne are running away from the Poison Globes, just trying to stay alive. Khorne is still up on the damage value, but he's very far behind on the actual balance of power. Ixchia's Triad still poking down Scarbrand, bringing his armor down to half from 90 to 45, and he is running away from the Assassin right now, running over towards the Eshin Triads, trying to get rid of them as well. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen a Sword of Khorne all game. There's no way you don't have it, right? You've been killing Skaven this whole time. Got 1,300 kills. Everyone online community says weird spawn, but weird is the Warhammer mispronounced word. Oh. That's odd. I like the weird spawn, because they're weird on their spawn. I don't know how Khorne wins this, you guys. Scarbrand's trying to path away from the Assassin and Tretch and all these things. The Minotaurs are now going to go chase down the Clan of Spears that routed off. But is it even enough? These fucking Marauder Horsemen are back. That's definitely the last route. They'll shatter if they ever out again. For sure. Clan Rat summon wears off. We still have 2 Plague Monk summons. Minotaurs chasing off more things. Globes are officially going to rout. And Scarbrand, what is this? What was that weird thing? That was a weird thing. I didn't like that thing. Make it go away. Put tier at the 10th word spawn. You should have to save their build. Lol. Anyway, Ixchia's Triads get recharged by Scarbrand, frontal charge by the Minotaurs. That will take them out. Scarbrand gets a huge shot on them. Actually, a lot of damage. Marauder Horseman going to chase off those globes. We are down to 1 Eshin Triad, 1 Clan Rat Spears. All 3 heroes for the Skaven, plus a Plague Monk summon. And Khorne is just chasing down every last thing to try and get all the kills it possibly can for army passives. There is no fucking way they don't have the Sword of Khorne right now. I just want to see it. Just want to see it. Give me the Sword of Khorne. These Marauder Horsemen of Khorne are also like awful close to just breaking for no reason, and they lost their attack orders onto chasing. That's kind of funny. Scarbrand dives back in. There's the Sword of Khorne there. Fucking let's go, Sword of Khorne! Ooh! Deletes off the rest of the Skaven, so these Action Triads should be getting out of here soon. No, somehow their leadership is holding. Very strange that their leadership just held like that. What the fuck? What the shit? Weird. I like the other. Other +2. Just other. Just other. We just get leadership because we want to. Alright, Plague Monk Summon is out. Scarbrand's gonna rampage himself. Horsemen charge in. Minotaurs are getting close to charging in. Everything's routing except for the Plague Monk Summon. And can Scarbrand just fucking 1v1 Tretch like this? The answer is no. No, he can't. He can't land a single hit on that boy. Army losses hits, and John FB will be the winner for today. Upsetting all expectations. Action Triads have one of the highest base leadership in Skaven. That's kind of insane. Scarbrand did not even come close to paying for himself. Minotaurs did okay. Dogs did very well. Marauder Horsemen throwing axes, only one of them paid for themselves, the rest did not. And the Marauders of Khorne didn't do much, but you kind of need them. So, in general, I think if you're taking Khorne, you need 3 Minotaurs and a bunch of dogs. Skip the Skirmish Cavern, maybe take like 1 or 2, and then go Valkia for a cheaper Lord. I just think it's a more efficient build. Unfortunately, Scarbrand, as you see, struggles. For the other side, this was a fine build. I don't really like the Giselles, and you can see they didn't quite pay for themselves, but the hero core is a fine setup. The rest of the army is fine, and while Triads aren't my favorite, clearly they did very well here, so maybe there's something to them that I just don't know about, but I think the Giselles are just not really going to work versus Khorne. Nerf Tretch. Yeah. GG John FB, indeed. He won it all. Like the Giga Chad he is. Thunderwolf also put up a rather admirable performance, and you can see Thunderwolf again if you tune in tomorrow to our finals of the Faction War, where he is representing the Dark Elves against Blood Penguins Kislev. On the other side, we have Hanadins on the Demons of Chaos versus Voidals as Vampire Counts. Tretch broken OP. Yeah. Hey, Void's here. Hi, Void. I hope you're ready for tomorrow. You're gonna have to win against Demons of Chaos. The prophet has spoken. The prophecy. Where are we at? Yeah. So tomorrow will be a best of 1, and then a best of 3, with the finals having domination as the second game. So should be a pretty short stream. Five max games, minimum of 4. Yeah. All right. Aside from that, I'll see you all then. I am going to get going. It's Friday night. It is for Europe. It is for Europe. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.